Welcome back to the Dynamo Show. I am James Earth, the Chief Architect of WOW for Dynamo Entrepreneur, a brand that supports entrepreneurs in living well and doing good. Predominantly, we have speakers, authors, coaches, internet marketers, bloggers, people that are doing a really great thing in their community. And not only here in Canada, but we're going to talk about Abu Dhabi with Mr. Phil Richardson. Welcome back to the show.
James, real pleasure to be here. I hope I don't take too much of your time in telling you my story.
Oh, no, that's why we're here. We're going to share. You know what, I love, what we've talked about a little bit behind the stage regarding Abu Dhabi, and I would love for you to share that story because it's close and dear to my heart, and you know why, so I'll let you go ahead and share that.
Well, again, my life has been full of blessings. My background is as a property developer, specifically regional shopping centers.
Oh, great.
And I went to Dubai and Abu Dhabi in 2006 because I realized not many more of them are going to be being produced in North America, and I was right for some time because of the recession that came about.
Yep.
So I was on my trips there. I met the CEO of a newly formed company that turned out to be the second largest of its kind in the world, owned by the Sheikh of Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
This fellow is the CEO, just appointed, and we chatted, got along, and I joined them as the senior most development director of Ferrari World.
Wild.
A 2 million square foot project that is an indoor theme park, fully air conditioned, of course, given where it is in the Sahara Desert, and it was built right beside our Formula One racetrack that we also constructed, along with 7 hotels, a huge super regional shopping center. Give you an idea what 2 million square feet looks like. It's bigger than Square One.
Oh boy, that's a lot of footage.
And the shopping center.
I look down on it.
Yeah, the shopping center is twice as big.
Yeah, wow.
To which it's attached.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Warner Brothers theme park, we added a third, and an outdoor water park. It was on steroids. So, how did this all go about? Well, I was on the steering committee for the development of this project, and so my colleagues were Luca de Montezemolo, the chairman of Ferrari,
Wow.
Jean Todt, the CEO of Ferrari,
Hello.
the CEO of our company, and myself. And the first two are living legends in racing, of course. And here I was on a first name basis with them all of a sudden. I was like, I had to pinch myself all the time, really. How lucky is that? Had I remained at home, this wouldn't have happened. So basically what I did was I worked very closely with them, and I learned so much about Ferrari. And this is a very important learning experience I had. One day I'm sitting in front of Jean Todt in his office, and I said, Jean, I would love to know how it is that Ferrari is maintain its huge popularity, its strong brand, and its financial success year to year to year. I mean, how is that done? He says, you would like to know that? He says, picks up the phone and to a now friend of mine, Mario Amato, the COO, and he says, Mario, take Phil out for a long Italian lunch and tell him everything there is to know about Ferrari, no holds barred.
Oh.
I had $1 million business seminar, and then I had a whole succession of them later. I would go anywhere within Ferrari, including their top secret racing development areas, without any pass. So I learned a tremendous amount. And what I learned was some key lessons. Internationalization being the main one from Ferrari. Their team spans the whole world.
Yeah.
They get the best of people to contribute to the building and maintaining of their brand. So that lesson really impressed me, and I realized that in North America, we've been so prosperous and so affluent that we really haven't maintained our competitiveness. We think we have, but then when we're confronted with competitors who come internationally, we find out they eat our lunch.
Yes.
And the reason they do is they're using what are called global best practices to do it.
Nice.
So it inspired me and my partner to form a company called Take the Step Ahead.
Ah, yes.
And through it, what we do is I provide CEO coaching around the world. I have CEOs for whom I provide one-on-one coaching because there's no lonelier job than being a CEO. Having been one, I know what that is.
Yeah, I agree.
And you need to have
at the top.
you need to have that interaction to get honest.
Sounding board, the honest sounding board.
So I do that for people in Riyadh, Abu Dhabi, Shanghai, Mumbai, as well as in Canada. And secondly, we give classes, master classes. And our website is takethestepahead.com. And there you'll find what we offer are guidance and real instruction. We don't like to have people leave our classes without actually knowing what they can do and being able to make money with it. So that's how we now conduct our business, and it fulfills the mission I feel I have, which is...
Do they come to you or do you go to them?
They come to us now.
How do they find you?
Yeah, in Toronto.
Website?
We have offices in Phoenix, but on our website is takethestepahead.com.
I guess it's probably a lot of word of mouth too. A lot of
It is,
know each other. It's small at the top.
We're getting a lot of testimonials because when people leave our classes, they are ready to go. They're ready to actually make money out of doing what we're doing as an entrepreneur.
Practical, not only theoretical.
Absolutely, and so I mean, it's one thing to be motivational, but now what do you do with it?
Yeah, true.
You gotta
How
have
sustainable is that?
You got to have the knowledge, right? So the result is that. We provide this to people. They find that they really do profit from what we offer, and the result of that is that they end up not only spreading the word, but spreading the prosperity. And that's our mission. That's our mission. We think more people should come internationally to compete with us, but we need to be ready to return the favor and maintain our position within our own country and internationally as well. So that's our mission.
I love it. I love it. Global business practices. Isn't that the key these days?
Best practices.
I mean, best practices of what's going on right now in the world. I mean, we're becoming so connected, and I'm sure you've seen like this, over your years, going from, the analog world to the digital world, the big change. And what would you say is different nowadays compared to even say like 20, 30 years ago? What would you say is the biggest difference? The
acceleration of pace. So, for example, we see all of these new medical solutions coming to market at what seems like quick pace, and that's because they benefit from what is called 24/7 R&D. People have formed teams globally around the world. They hand off to others, and as they do, of course, the solutions come up more quickly.
Yes.
And so that interconnectivity is also an important aspect. Marshall McLuhan, our famous Canadian philosopher, said the medium is the message. And in fact it is. What it does is when you have that interconnection so that you're very comfortable in dealing with somebody in Shanghai, Mumbai, Dubai at the same time, as you discussed, you see what a global village really is in operation. You get the benefit of all these great inputs and so on, and it makes you better.
Now, let's say a CEO, they come to you guys and talk a little bit about the process. What does it look like when a CEO arrives with you? Step one.
Well, first of all, what we do is we verify that the chemistry is right. If that's not there, there's not much value that could be exchanged. But happily, I'm a reasonable communicator, and many CEOs are as well, and so they see the value in what we can offer. And it's the bringing of these solutions, like from survivalist countries, although they're becoming very prosperous, China and India. You get people who, if they don't innovate, they don't eat. And so they're obviously more motivated than you and I might be, let's say, in a given day to actually, really do something important. So they produce these global best practices through trial and error. They share them with us, and in turn, I share them with these CEOs. So they get a perspective. One in Riyadh says, "What would I do if I were in Australia or if I were in the U.S.? What would the solutions be to this particular problem?" I bring those solutions to them.
Nice, very good. Anyone that stands out in your mind, a student, a success story?
Well, I can't, by the nature of the relationship, I can't name names, but these are all very high-profile people.
Yeah.
But I want to just diverge a bit from that for a moment and remember that we have hundreds of graduates of our master classes, and so it doesn't matter what station in life people are; they're all important to me. And if I can be helpful with them, as my partner wishes to be as well, she's trained over 60,000 people in her career. Together, what we are able to do, we see each person as a success story for us, because we know that when they go off and they contribute to their own prosperity, they're contributing to the prosperity of their families, their friends, their colleagues, and so on. So in a small way, we're giving back in a way that I believe is helpful, and it certainly makes us feel satisfied.
And I love it because she is going to be on our show in the future.
Absolutely, so Danielle Papillon. She's the real power here in this relationship.
I love it.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And she'll tell you a story about how we met 19 years ago, and you'll be enthralled with it. But I'll leave it to her to tell.
One of her students.
No, I'd be telling.
All right.
I'd like to say, finally that we're all people.
Yes.
We're all here to help one another.
Yes.
We have a choice. we can opt for fear or we can opt for love. And love is the choice that we want to make.
Love and lack of love.
Sometimes that can be difficult to do because in the face of, we all have our fears and so on, but we have to pave the way so that love takes priority. It's really the difference between good and evil. Love is good. And so to the degree that we can, we try to exemplify that ourselves in whatever we do. And it's been so nice to be with you today, James.
Phil Richardson, thank you so much for joining me.
It's been my pleasure.
I look forward to seeing you possibly on the racetrack someday.
Well, we have many stories to tell, but we'll leave it until then.
I'm a Mercedes guy, by the way, but I love Ferraris. I drive Ferraris, but we won't go there right yet.
I had a 360.
Woo! All right, this is the Dynamo Show with Phil Richardson. This is episode 29, and we will see you on episode 30. Thank you so much for tuning in.